All right, so I'm here gonna be doing a simulated repair on this roof. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna choose any shingle here on this slope here that does already have existing wind damage on here to determine if this roof is repairable. What I'm gonna be doing is here's some more damage right there. I'm gonna just choose a random shingle right here in the field. I'll be taking the shingle out and putting it back in as if it were a different shingle in order to repair these. I want to see what's going to happen to the surrounding shingles to see whether it's repairable or not. So I'm just going to choose, looks like this one here. None of these have been disturbed. Since I've gotten here, all of them look like they're pretty sealed. So I'm going to be as gentle as possible while doing this, trying to preserve the shingles. But we'll just see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to take the shingle out, put it back in as if it were a new shingle, just to see what happens. And then at the very end, I'll kind of do an overview showing any damage that may have occurred. While I'm putting that shingle back in, I'm only going to bend them just enough to get the hammer and the nail in there and to hammer it back on. So I'm going to try to prop up my phone so I can do that. I'm going to go right here. I'll use this shingle here. Currently, there are no creasing on here, no creasing on the surrounding shingles. Totally undisturbed as far as touching them. It's about the best I can do as far as keeping my phone propped up. A little bit of a struggle. All right, so one thing to make note of is how much I actually pull those shingles up to do that as if I were doing a repair. And because of the camera location, I'm going to change the shingle that I'll be working on. I'm going to go right there, right where that hammer is. So currently, no creasing, everything is still pretty sealed. I'm just going to go ahead and get all the nails out first, pull the shingle out. Coming out pretty easy. Being as gentle as possible throughout this process so I don't cause any excess damage. This shingle here is what we're after. Lift it up just enough to see where those nails are to pop them out. Gonna get that second row of nails out of there. Again, only lifting up just to get access to these nails. Check, see if I got them all. So I may still have one more. Alright. Got this shingle out. There are currently no markings on this to indicate what shingle this is. I'll take measurements after in order to see the dimensions of this. Based on the color, I believe there's nothing on the market to match this right now. But either way, I do understand there are repairs currently on the roof due to whatever has happened in the past on this roof. But the main thing that we're trying to do in this video is see whether it's repairable further. Currently this shingle is not very pliable. Just getting those nails out, you can see there's been some damage to this. But let's see what happens to the surrounding ones as we put it back in there, as if this were a new shingle. So I'm only lifting these up just to get the hammer and nails under there. Currently, because they were pretty easy to get unsealed, not much damage has happened yet, as far as any creasing or anything like that, any tears. So I'm going to put this in there, trying to be as gentle as possible. Only lifting up just to get the hammer and nail in there. That second row of nails in there. Just slightly pushing this up. This one's coming undone. Got one extra nail. Right here. All right. I'm going to do a quick overview of what these shingles look like now by doing that. This right here, where this hammer sits, is a shingle that we attempted down on there. The shingles around it, these have come undone, as well as these. Just not a pliable shingle. More importantly, the two shingles above that, where we got that second row of nails, this is now off, as well as all these here. Crease on that one. This as well. Which, the point we're trying to make is, if I'm going to do any repair with this shingle here, I'm damaging the two above there, which would require me to replace these two here. And by doing that, would ultimately be the ones above that. And it would just be this ripple effect of never-ending damage until we got up here to the top. Now, this is important because we're gonna have to replace this whole slope to properly get this slope fixed. But because this roof has different valleys here, if we start doing slope replacements, we're now damaging the other slopes here to get the underlayment over, to get these slopes that are merging into the other ones. To ultimately, it would require to just really replace the whole roof to do this right, without any severe consequential damage would cause potential issues. So because of this video and this repair test, I would suggest that this does need a replacement in order to fix all these areas that have wind damage here, different areas in the roof. Same story on this slope. In order to get this one up, get those shingles up, and we're going to start having to replace sections up all the way to the ridge. I'll take a couple close-up pictures of this house and this damage.